President Ali, during his tirade of the APNUIAFC administration and its affiliates, posited that while it was in government, the regime's relationship with the public service was a broken one, even as he accused the political institutions of attempting to manipulate and distort the truth. The president reminded the nation that the APNUIAFC regime gave its ministers a whopping 50% increase in pay while it was in the seat of government and doled out a mere 10% to public servants based on a sliding scale method.
That the APNUAFC give themselves, the ministers, the cabinet members, a 50% increase in salary. They would want you to forget that. Now they so love the public servants.
President Ali outlined that the increases doled out by the former regime amounted to some $917 billion, of which $222 billion was clawed back to the Treasury in the form of PAYE. He went on to ascertain that many workers in the public service who were contracted were forcibly removed from that arrangement to the permanent employment, especially doctors.
Because the government forced them off of contract. The government forced them off of contract and placed them on a permanent establishment, depriving them of benefits they were receiving under the contract, the 22.5% gratuity.
The president further lashed out at some local unions, more notably the Ghana Trades Union Congress, by questioning where were their voices when those unscrupulous acts were being meted out against the Guyanese public servants.
Where were their voices then? Where were their voices and activism then? It was dead. It was dead because they had, it suited their narrative. It was dead because they have an agenda. And you cannot represent workers if you do so with an agenda.
Several hours later, the leader of the opposition, Joseph Harmon, responded to the president's claims by defending the then government's salary increases using the sliding scale method, positing that it provided equity among public servants as opposed to equality in the case of the 7% increase doled out by this administration.
If you were to use what they have done now and give a 7% across the board, the persons in the highest scale will get more money than the ones at the lower scale. And so if you want to bring equity and justice, you never try to use equality to bring that.
Harmon further defended the transferal of public servants from contracts to the fixed establishment, highlighting that it was agreed to by those persons who were affected.
That this measure was fully embraced by the workers.
President Ali also posited that the former APNUIAFC regime made it difficult for Guyanese to own their own vehicles and homes as they imposed a ban on vehicles 8 years and older and further reduced the mortgage interest relief ceiling by 50%. Wendell Badrie for the HGP Nightly News.